Hello students, welcome to your WebSeek Academy English channel. Today, we will discuss the poem Strange Meeting, which is a part of the first semester BBA English syllabus. This powerful and haunting poem was written by Wilfred Owen, one of the most famous war poets of the First World War. A note on the poet. Wilfred Owen, 1893 to 1918, was a promising British poet who was killed in action a week before the First World War, 1914 to 1918, ended. He was known for his criticism of the cruelty of war and his advocacy of its victims. His poetry represented the war as a tragic and pitiful experience and portrayed the horrors of trench warfare and chemical weapons in contrast to the contemporary perception of war as glorious and honorable. Owen, along with Siegfried Sassoon and Rupert Brooke, were some of the most vocal critics of war. Some of his most well-known poems are Dulles at Decorum Estate, Anthem for Doomed Youth, and Insensibility. Strange Meeting Summary. Introduction. Wilfred Owen's Strange Meeting is a powerful anti-war poem that explores the horrors of war and the shared suffering of soldiers on both sides of the battlefield. Written during World War I, the poem presents a surreal, dreamlike encounter between a living soldier and the ghost of an enemy he killed. Through this encounter, Owen conveys his deep disillusionment with war and highlights its futility. Lines 1 to 6, The Descent into the Underworld. It seemed that out of battle I escaped. Down some profound dull tunnel, long since scooped. Through granites which titanic wars had grown. The poem begins with the speaker describing how he seems to have escaped from the battlefield. He finds himself moving through a profound dull tunnel, which symbolizes the passage to the afterlife. The granites which titanic wars had groined suggest that war is an ancient, recurring phenomenon, shaping history through destruction. This imagery gives the setting an airy, otherworldly feel. Yet also their encumbered sleepers groan, too fast in thought or death to be bestirred. Here, the speaker sees dead soldiers, referred to as encumbered sleepers. These men are trapped in death or deep thought, unable to move. Owen uses the word sleepers metaphorically to suggest that war has robbed them of their vitality and reduced them to lifeless bodies. Lines 7 to 12, The Encounter with the Dead Soldier. Then, as I probed them, one sprang up and stared, with piteous recognition in fixed eyes, lifting distressful hands, as if to bless. As the speaker moves forward, one of the dead soldiers suddenly rises and looks at him with a mixture of sorrow and recognition. The ghost's fixed eyes show his suffering, and his gesture of lifting his hands, as if to bless, suggests forgiveness rather than hatred. This unexpected response emphasizes the poem's central idea: enemies in war are not truly enemies but victims of the same suffering. And by his smile, I knew that sullen hall. By his dead smile I knew we stood in hell. The dead soldier's smile is airy and tragic, hinting at a deeper understanding of their shared suffering. The setting is revealed to be hell, which can be interpreted both literally, as the afterlife, and metaphorically, as the ongoing horrors of war. Owen suggests that war itself is a kind of hell, where suffering continues even beyond death. Lines 13 to 24, The Dead Soldier speaks. With 1,000 fears that vision's face was grained. Yet no blood reached there from the upper ground. And no guns thumped, or down the flues made moan. The ghostly soldier's face is marked with the fear and pain he endured in life. However, in death, he is no longer affected by the physical violence of war. There is no more bloodshed or the sound of guns. This suggests a tragic irony. Only in death is there escape from the horrors of war. Strange friend, I said, here is no cause to mourn. None, said that other, save the undone years, the hopelessness. Whatever hope is yours was my life also. I went hunting wild, after the wildest beauty in the world, which lies not calm in eyes or braided hair, but mocks the steady running of the hour. The speaker refers to the dead soldier as a strange friend, an oxymoron that highlights the irony of war. The so-called enemy is actually a kindred spirit. The ghost replies, saying that he has no reason to mourn except for the undone years, the life he lost, and hopelessness. He reflects on his past ambitions and dreams, which were destroyed by war. His search for wildest beauty suggests a longing for meaning, adventure, or perhaps love, things that war has denied him. Lines 25 to 36, the futility of war. I mean the truth untold. The pity of war, the pity war distilled. The dead soldier laments the truth untold, referring to the real horror and suffering of war that is often hidden behind patriotic narratives. Owen powerfully states that war only distills pity, meaning that all it truly achieves is suffering and grief. Now men will go content with what we spoiled, or discontent, ball bloody, and be spilled. They will be swift with swiftness of the tigress. None will break ranks, though nations trek from progress. The soldier predicts that despite the destruction caused by war, people will either accept it or engage in more violence. The swiftness of the tigress symbolizes aggression, while none will break ranks suggests blind obedience to war, even as it leads to destruction. This reflects Owen's belief that war does not lead to progress but only repeats itself in cycles. Lines 37 to 44, regret and lost potential. Courage was mine, and I had mystery. Wisdom was mine, and I had mastery. To miss the march of this retreating world into vain citadels that are not walled. The dead soldier mourns the loss of his courage, wisdom, and mastery, qualities that were wasted because of war. He describes the world as retreating into vain citadels, useless fortresses, suggesting that war isolates people rather than building anything meaningful. Then, when much blood had clogged their chariot wheels, I would go up and wash them from sweet wells, even with truths that lie too deep for taint. He expresses a wish to cleanse the world of war's destruction. He believes in a truth too deep for taint, which could be the fundamental truth of human brotherhood, something war denies. However, he recognizes that this truth was lost in the brutality of battle. Lines 45 to 49, the shocking revelation. I am the enemy you killed, my friend. This is the most powerful and shocking line in the poem. The ghost reveals that he was killed by the speaker in battle. By calling the speaker, my friend, he emphasizes the tragic irony that war forces men to kill those who are just like them. I knew you in this dark, for so you frowned yesterday through me as you jabbed and killed. The ghost recalls the moment of his death, recognizing the speaker as his killer. However, instead of expressing hatred, he speaks with understanding. This line reinforces the idea that soldiers on both sides are victims of the same senseless violence. Final lines, a haunting farewell. I parried, but my hands were loath and cold. Let us sleep now. The poem ends with a tragic sense of resignation. The ghost acknowledges that he tried to defend himself, but his hands were loath and cold, suggesting that he had no real desire to fight. His final words, "Let us sleep now," indicate a longing for peace, even if it can only be found in death. Conclusion. Strange Meeting is a deeply moving and philosophical poem that challenges the glorification of war. Through vivid imagery and a surreal setting, Wilfred Owen highlights the senseless destruction caused by war and the shared humanity of soldiers. The poem leaves readers with a haunting sense of sorrow, emphasizing that war turns friends into enemies and ultimately leads only to loss and regret. Themes of the poem. 1. The horrors and futility of war. War destroys lives and dreams without bringing real progress. 2. The brotherhood of soldiers. Soldiers on opposing sides are not true enemies. They share the same suffering. 3. Death and the afterlife. The setting suggests a liminal space where soldiers reflect on their fates. 4. Lost potential. War robs young men of their future, their wisdom, and their dreams. Short answer questions. 1. What is meant by Titanic Wars? Answer. Titanic Wars refers to massive, destructive wars that have shaped history. The term suggests the immense scale of past conflicts and highlights the repeated cycles of war throughout time. 2. How does the speaker realize that they stood in hell? Answer. The speaker realizes they are in hell when he sees the dead smile of the soldier and the dark, oppressive atmosphere around them. The absence of the battlefield sounds, like gunfire and cries, further confirms the airy and sorrowful setting. 3. What does the last line, "Let us sleep now," signify? Answer. The last line signifies the desire for eternal rest and peace. After experiencing the horrors of war, both soldiers long for relief from suffering, suggesting that only in death can they find true peace. 4. The setting of Strange Meeting can best be described as A. Dream. B. Battlefield. C. An undefined space. D. A peaceful afterlife. Answer. C. An undefined space. 5. The encounter between the two soldiers in the poem symbolizes A. A reconciliation between enemies. B. The enduring effects of war on the human psyche. C. Spiritual awakening. D. A search for meaning in death. Answer. A. A reconciliation between enemies. 6. The poem depicts a surreal encounter between two soldiers. Answer. True. Answer each of the following questions in about 1 page. 1. What does sleep signify in Wilfred Owen's Strange Meeting? Answer. In Strange Meeting, sleep symbolizes both death and peace. After suffering in life due to war, the speaker and the dead soldier seek a final rest, free from pain and violence. Sleep also represents an escape from the horrors of war, emphasizing that death is the only release from suffering. Additionally, it can be seen as a metaphor for the ignorance of those who glorify war without understanding its true consequences. 2. Bring out the deep irony and sorrow expressed in the line, "None said that other, save the undone years, the hopelessness." Answer. This line is deeply ironic because the dead soldier states that he has nothing to mourn except the life he never got to live, the undone years. The sorrow comes from the fact that war robbed him of his future, his dreams, and any hope for a meaningful life. The irony lies in the idea that while war is often justified as a means to achieve a better future, it instead destroys the very people who would have contributed to that future. The soldier's words highlight the futility of war and the irreversible loss it causes. 3. What is the truth that the dead soldier wished to tell the people? Answer. The dead soldier wished to reveal the harsh truth about war, that it brings only suffering, loss, and wasted potential. He speaks of the pity of war, meaning that war does not bring glory or progress but only destruction. His truth contradicts the glorified image of war presented by leaders and propaganda. Instead of heroism, war leaves behind dead soldiers who never got to fulfill their dreams, making their sacrifice meaningless. 4. Write in brief the significance of the title Strange Meeting. Answer. The title Strange Meeting is significant because it describes an unusual and unexpected encounter between two soldiers, one alive and one dead. The meeting is strange because it takes place in an undefined space, possibly the afterlife or a dreamlike realm. Additionally, it is ironic that two enemies on the battlefield meet not in life but in death, where they finally understand each other's suffering. The title highlights the poem's theme of reconciliation and the tragic realization that soldiers on opposing sides are not true enemies but victims of the same war. 5. How do the two soldiers reconcile in death? Answer. The two soldiers reconcile in death through mutual understanding and shared suffering. The dead soldier, instead of expressing hatred towards his killer, acknowledges that they were both victims of war. He does not blame the speaker but rather mourns the loss of his own life and the lives of countless other young men. By referring to the speaker as "my friend," the dead soldier emphasizes that their enmity was artificial, forced upon them by war. In the end, their shared realization leads them to accept their fate, and the poem closes with the suggestion that only in death can they find peace. Answer each of the following questions in about 2 pages. 1. Discuss the poem Strange Meeting as an anti-war poem. Answer. Wilfred Owen's Strange Meeting is a deeply moving anti-war poem that exposes the horrors, futility, and emotional devastation caused by war. Unlike traditional war poetry that glorifies battle and portrays soldiers as heroic figures, Owen presents war as a meaningless cycle of destruction that robs young men of their futures. Through its surreal setting, haunting imagery, and poignant dialogue between two soldiers, one living and one dead, the poem makes a powerful case against war. The horrors of war. Owen begins the poem with the speaker escaping from the battlefield and entering a dark, tunnel-like place that resembles hell. This setting immediately strips war of any noble or heroic connotations, instead portraying it as a horrifying experience that leads only to suffering and despair. The description of encumbered sleepers groaning in pain further reinforces the idea that war leaves behind a trail of broken and suffering souls, even after death. By placing the poem in this airy underworld, Owen suggests that war is a never-ending source of pain and loss. Enemies as victims, not opponents. One of the most striking aspects of Strange Meeting is the encounter between the speaker and the ghost of an enemy soldier. Traditionally, an enemy's death in war is seen as a victory, but Owen subverts this idea by making the dead soldier a sympathetic figure. The soldier does not express hatred or resentment. Instead, he greets the speaker with sorrow and understanding. He even calls the speaker "my friend," highlighting the deep irony that soldiers, who are forced to kill each other, could have been allies under different circumstances. This challenges the idea that war is about good versus evil, instead showing that all soldiers, regardless of their side, are victims of the same brutal system. The futility of war. The dead soldier speaks of the undone years and the hopelessness, expressing deep regret over the lost potential of young men who died in battle. He laments how war silences those who could have contributed to the world in meaningful ways, preventing progress and creativity. This idea directly contradicts the belief that war is fought for a greater cause, instead suggesting that it only leads to the destruction of promising futures. The soldiers' warning that future wars will continue despite their suffering further reinforces the senseless nature of war. A final plea for peace. The poem ends with the haunting line, "Let us sleep now," signifying a longing for eternal rest. Rather than achieving victory or glory, the soldiers only find peace in death. The use of sleep instead of death softens the finality but also conveys a deep exhaustion, not just physical, but emotional and spiritual. The soldiers, once enemies in life, are now united in their suffering, emphasizing the ultimate futility of war. Conclusion. Strange Meeting is one of Wilfred Owen's most powerful anti-war poems because it directly challenges the glorification of war. By portraying war as a place of endless suffering, showing enemies as victims rather than adversaries, and emphasizing the loss of potential caused by war, Owen makes a strong case against the idea that war is noble or necessary. Instead, he presents it as a tragic cycle that brings only pain and destruction, making Strange Meeting a timeless and deeply moving condemnation of war. 2. How does Owen challenge the traditional ideals of heroism and valor in war through this poem? Answer. Wilfred Owen's Strange Meeting challenges traditional ideals of heroism and valor in war by portraying war as meaningless, destructive, and tragic rather than noble or glorious. Many traditional war poems celebrated battlefield bravery, portraying soldiers as heroes who sacrificed themselves for a just cause. However, Owen takes an entirely different approach, showing war as a horrifying experience that strips soldiers of their humanity, dreams, and futures. War as suffering, not glory. Instead of depicting war as a place of courage and heroism, Owen presents it as a living nightmare. The speaker finds himself in a dark, hellish place, surrounded by the groaning souls of dead soldiers. This imagery is far removed from traditional war poetry, which often described battlefields as places of honor and sacrifice. By setting the poem in what appears to be an underworld, Owen suggests that war leads not to glory but to endless suffering. The enemy as a fellow victim. One of the strongest ways Owen challenges traditional war ideals is through the encounter between the speaker and the dead soldier. In traditional war narratives, an enemy's death is often seen as a victory, a sign of bravery and military success. However, in Strange Meeting, the dead soldier does not curse or blame the speaker. Instead, he expresses sorrow for the lives lost and the opportunities missed because of war. By referring to the speaker as "my friend," he breaks the notion that enemies in war are fundamentally different. This challenges the belief that war is about good versus evil and instead shows that all soldiers, regardless of which side they fight for, share the same suffering. The futility of heroism. The dead soldier speaks of the undone years and the hopelessness, lamenting how war silences those who could have contributed to the world in meaningful ways. Traditional war poetry often suggested that dying in battle was an honor, but Owen presents death in war as tragic and pointless. He suggests that the greatest loss is not just the lives taken but the potential that is destroyed. This directly opposes the idea that dying for one's country is the highest form of heroism. A haunting ending. The poem's final words, "Let us sleep now," highlight the exhaustion and despair of the soldiers. Rather than achieving victory or honor, they seek only rest from their suffering. This ending strips war of any romanticism and leaves the reader with a sense of deep sorrow. By showing soldiers as weary and broken rather than brave and triumphant, Owen dismantles the traditional image of war as a noble pursuit. Conclusion. Through Strange Meeting, Owen effectively challenges traditional ideals of heroism and valor by portraying war as a tragic, senseless event rather than a noble cause. His depiction of suffering, his presentation of enemies as fellow victims, and his focus on the loss of potential all serve to dismantle the idea that war is a place of honor and glory. Instead, he presents it as a cycle of destruction that benefits no one, making Strange Meeting one of the most powerful anti-war poems in literature. 3. How does Owen portray the hopelessness of war in Strange Meeting? Answer. Wilfred Owen's Strange Meeting is a deeply melancholic poem that conveys the hopelessness of war through its dark setting, sorrowful tone, and haunting dialogue between two soldiers. Owen presents war as a continuous cycle of suffering that destroys lives and leaves behind only regret. Unlike traditional war poetry, which often celebrated bravery and sacrifice, Strange Meeting highlights the futility of war and the despair it brings to those involved. War as a never-ending cycle. The setting of the poem, a dark, tunnel-like underworld, immediately creates a sense of despair. The speaker finds himself surrounded by dead soldiers who groan in suffering, suggesting that war does not truly end, even in death. The phrase, Titanic Wars, implies that war is not a single event but a recurring tragedy throughout history. The dead soldier warns that even though they have suffered, future wars will continue because humanity refuses to learn from its mistakes. This cyclical nature of war reinforces its hopelessness. The loss of dreams and potential. One of the most sorrowful aspects of the poem is the dead soldier's lament about his undone years and the hopelessness. He speaks of how war prevented him from fulfilling his potential, pursuing dreams, or making a meaningful contribution to the world. His words suggest that countless young men died before they had a chance to truly live. This reinforces the idea that war achieves nothing but the destruction of future possibilities, leaving behind only loss and regret. Conclusion. Owen portrays the hopelessness of war in Strange Meeting by showing it as a never-ending cycle of suffering, highlighting the loss of potential, and ending the poem on a note of exhaustion and despair. His depiction of war as something that robs soldiers of their dreams and offers no meaningful resolution makes Strange Meeting a powerful critique of war's futility and tragedy. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Webseek Academy for more English lessons and notes. See you in the next video. Until then, think big and win big.